Hello food friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making eggs and veggies stir fry two ways. I'm going to do a veggie egg scramble and then I will combine it together so I can have a eggs and veggies stir fry. I'm just using whatever seasoning I have. I have some curry miso. It's a sesame oil condiment and it kind of tastes like a chili crisp. I have a tamari soy sauce and I also have some oyster sauce. And if you don't have all three of these, that's not a problem. You could just use some soy sauce. I'm just looking for a little bit of Asian flavor. You could use some soy sauce and some sesame oil. You can pretty much stir fry anything you have vegetable wise. So I'm just using what I have in the fridge and it's very random. You can pause now to see a list of the veggies I'll be using from left to right. Most people don't think of adding lettuce to stir fries, but it's a thing. So here is the curry miso. I want to show you what it looks like. It's very chunky and it has chili in it and it has sesame seeds. It's not spicy at all and it really doesn't taste like curry. I'll be using 3 eggs, but you could use more or less if you want. I'm heating a pan and adding some fat to it. Use whatever cooking oil you prefer. I've set aside some veggies, peppers, zucchinis, and onions, so I can use it with my eggs. And I also kept some for my stir fry. So I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper into here. This is like less than 1/4 of a pepper. It's just the 2 top ends and the bottom. And I'll cover this and let it cook on medium-high heat for a minute or 2, just so it softens up. This heat was very high, that cooked really fast. So I'm going to turn the heat down a bit and then in goes my zucchinis. I'm going to cover that and let it steam down a little bit so it can soften up faster. And about a minute after, I'm just going to add my onions now. Add a little bit of salt to taste, not too much, and give this a nice stir. Cover and let cook for a minute. Whisk your eggs and get them ready for the pan. Zucchinis are fork tender, time to add your eggs. And add some salt to your eggs and a hefty amount of black pepper, to your taste of course. Scramble these eggs. It does not need cooking for long. It's probably just going to take a minute to get these eggs nice and cooked up. Once it's no longer runny, it's cooked and it's time to put this aside. Another way to use these eggs is you could make 3 amazing sandwiches and that would be plenty of food and very filling. But I do love eggs and rice together. It was a childhood favorite and it's definitely one of those super budget-friendly meals. Eggs and veggies are such a wonderful combo. I'm going to cover this with some foil and set it aside to keep it warm. In a hot pan, add cooking oil of your choice and start cutting your ginger. The heat is on just below a medium high. I don't want anything to burn, so I'm just keeping it nice and tempered as I chop my veggies. Add celery. Add garlic. and peppers. I'm going to add my daikon, and I do stir this regularly. I don't want the garlic to burn. In goes the rest of my daikon. And if you've never had this cooked, it's such a great texture. It has a nice crunch, especially if you don't overcook it. You can eat daikon raw. It's like a white radish. I'm just adding some tomatoes to add some moisture to my pan now. If you are using other veggies from these, just make sure you add the ones that need more cooking time first, and then the ones that need less cooking times as you go. I don't have a wok, so I'm just using a deep skillet. This is a 4-liter skillet. I add some soy sauce and just a little bit to start, just to add some flavors into this. I'm going to cover this and let it cook for a couple minutes just so the daikon softens up a bit, but not too much. After a couple minutes, the veggies have steamed a bit now. I test the texture of the daikon, and it's got a nice crunch, but you could still chew through it, so it's time to add the zucchini. And these zucchinis won't need cooking for long. Just like daikon, you can enjoy them raw as well. All the veggies in this pot can pretty much be enjoyed raw. I added a splash more of soy sauce, and I'm just going to give this a stir. This veggie stir fry takes just around 6 minutes to cook. It's a very fast process. Now I'm going to add the onions. I don't like my onions to be super cooked in a stir fry. I still want to have that flavor of the onion towards the end. Now I'm going to cover this and just let it cook for a minute. It truly smells amazing, and this could be eaten with rice, just as a vegetarian option. Adding the eggs will add more protein, but this would be super filling on its own just due to the nature of all those chunky veggies. Time to add my lettuce at the very end. And now this does not need cooking further, so I'm going to just add my seasoning. Here comes some oyster sauce. That's about a tablespoon or so. I love lettuce in stir fry. It just adds this fresh flavor to it and a nice crunch and a nice color. It's the perfect way to add greens to your stir fry without having to cook it for long. The reason I add most of my seasoning toward the end of the cooking process is because I want it to maintain its flavor and be present and not get lost in the cooking process. Time to add this. If you don't have it, use a chili oil crisp, or you can also use a little bit of sesame oil and a teeny bit of chili flakes. That'll give it a similar flavor as well. Smells amazing and looks amazing. I love colorful food. I have some cooked jasmine rice. Use whatever kind of rice you have. Let's get some stir fry on this plate. This is super nutritious and can be served on its own without the egg. Now I'm going to add some eggs, and this is going to add extra protein, and it's ready to serve. You can tell by looking at this recipe and at this plate that it's good for you. Eggs and rice is eaten in many households, and it's very filling and comforting. It's like eating fried rice, really, but without it being fried. While eating this, I realized the veggies and the eggs combined with the rice just tasted so good together. So I'm going to mix the leftovers into one and combine it so I can have a veggie egg stir fry. This had some amazing flavors. It was super savory, but also had some sweetness from the veggies and the oyster sauce. I took my leftovers and put it in a bowl so I can take it to work tomorrow.